How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Florida State Files. Today we're going to be following the killer Ted Bundy. Let's go take a look.
Ted Bundy was born on November 24, 1946 in Burlington, Vermont, out of wedlock, therefore to hide the fact he was an illegitimate child. He was raised as the adopted son of his grandparents and was told that his mother was his sister. Around the age of 3, he became fascinated with knives. Bundy was a shy but bright child who did well in school but not with his peers. As a teenager, a darker side of his character started to emerge. Bundy would look in people's windows and not think twice about stealing. While a student at the University of Washington, Bundy had it all: the looks, the charisma, and the brains. Some would say he was one of the most polarizing figures in his class. Bundy would then go on to fall in love with a pretty young woman from California, and that's where it all started. She had everything that he wanted: money, class, and influence. He was devastated when they broke up. Many of his later victims would then go on to resemble that same girlfriend, an attractive student with long, dark hair. It is believed that Ted began his murderous rampage around 1974 when women in Seattle and Oregon went missing. He often would lure his victims into his car acting like he was injured and then ask for their help. And that's where it all started. Looking more into some dates, in the fall of 1974, Bundy moved to Utah to attend law school, and women began disappearing there as well. The following year, he was pulled over by the police. A search of his vehicle uncovered loads of burglary tools, a crowbar, a face mask, rope, and handcuffs. He was arrested for possession of these tools, and the police began to link him to way more sinister crimes.
This guy's suspicious. Hello, officer.
Where's your ID?
Right here, sir.
Step out of the vehicle, please.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind, me asking. What is this?
It's change my tires, sir.
And this?
In 1975, Bundy was arrested in the kidnapping of Carol Duranch, one of the few women to escape his clutches. He was convicted and received a 1 to 15-year jail sentence. 2 years later, Bundy was accused of murder charges for the death of a young Colorado woman. Looking at his life, you could tell something was always different. He decided to act as his own lawyer in every case that he went through. During a trip to the courthouse library, Bundy jumped out a window and made his first escape. He was then captured 8 days later. In December 1977, Bundy escaped from custody again. He would climb out a hole he made in the ceiling of his cell, having dropped more than 30 pounds to fit through the small opening. Authorities did not discover that Bundy was missing for 15 hours, giving the serial killer a big head start on the police. He would eventually make his way to Tallahassee, Florida. On the night of January 14, 1978, Bundy broke into the Chi Omega sorority house at Florida State University. He attacked 4 of the young female residents living there, killing 2 of them. On February 9, 1978, Bundy would go on to kidnap and murder a 12-year-old girl named Kimberly Leash. But later that month, he was caught by the police. In July 1979, Ted Bundy was convicted for those crimes and was given the death penalty twice. On January 24th, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed by electric chair.
Hello. Hello. Would you care to state your name?
Marianne Russo.
Hi, Marianne. How old were you when you attended FSU?
I was 19.
And what year was this?
79.
And when did you first hear about the Ted Bundy incident at FSU?
I knew about Ted Bundy because my brother was going to FSU the year he came through the Chi Omega house and murdered those girls. And so I knew about it ahead of time.
How did you feel going there and knowing what happened?
It was a little freaky. I lived in a dormitory right across the street from the Chi Omega house. And every time I used to go out the front door, I used to look at the sorority house and think of Ted Bundy. I couldn't get my mind off it. And I think it probably traumatized me even then that he was there a year before and murdered the people.